Welcome back to the November 2024 real estate market update for the North Okanagan, the Central Okanagan, and the Shuswap regions. I'm Lisa Salt with RE/MAX Vernon Salt Fowler, and today I'm here to provide a detailed analysis of the current market conditions, which I'm hoping will help you understand the trends and the opportunities in our local markets as we approach the year end. Now let's take a look at our market overview for November of 2024. We'll start off as usual with our sell to inventory ratios. Trend continues from last month with the North Okanagan outperforming the Central and the Shuswap. North Okanagan stands at 16.01%, which indicates a pretty healthy market with a relatively balanced demand and supply. Kind of nice to see, similar to last month actually. The Central Okanagan had a slower pace with a ratio of only 9.82%, which suggests a cooling market, or maybe it suggests some higher priced inventory taking longer to sell. The Shuswap ratio of 12.61%. So that showcases a moderate market activity that's slightly livelier than the Central Okanagan, but less so than the North. And you know what? You'll maybe see why that's happening later in this video. Let's look next at days on the market. So properties in the North Okanagan and Shuswap are actually taking longer to sell, averaging 75 for the North and 68 days for the Shuswap. So a slight slowdown or maybe more cautious buyer behavior in the North Okanagan. Central Okanagan sees a bit quicker turnaround than the North, with homes selling in about 70 days. Let's go into pricing and some of the values. Central Okanagan leads as usual with the highest average residential price at $1,064,556 and a median price of $940,000. I thought we'd look at both this month. That reflects the premium market status of the Central versus the other two areas. The North Okanagan offers more affordable living actually, with an average price of $733,434 and a closely aligned median price of $699,000. Shuswap is priced fairly similarly to the North Okanagan, albeit a little bit higher, average of $785,774 and a median of $710,000. So there's some competitive options for buyers compared to the Central Okanagan, but still higher in the Shuswap than the North. Now that may account for why homes are selling a little bit slower. Higher prices in a smaller market normally doesn't make for listings flying off the shelves. Now let's look a little bit at the listing dynamics and the market liquidity. New listings have varied results, with the North Okanagan slightly up by 1.41% over last month to 216 new listings in November, while the Central Okanagan and the Shuswap, they had experienced some declines. In the Central, 3.16%, so 736 new listings came on in Kelowna and area last month. And then a huge decline in Shuswap, 29.85% to just 94 new listings in the Shuswap. So that's going to create a little bit of a disparity in the supply and demand. Despite the decrease in the new listings in some areas, well, I guess especially the Shuswap, total listings have increased across all regions once again. And that suggests a growing market for sure. North Okanagan by 4.09%, Central Okanagan by 18.12%, and Shuswap by 12.11%. So the numbers coming in: 1,149 total listings in the North, 3,079 in the Central, and 760 in the Shuswap. Now let's take a step back and look at waterfront property insights again. Year-to-date listings for waterfront properties show some subtle changes. North Okanagan's listings decreased to 19 from 22 this time last year, so a little bit less on the market. Central Okanagan increased actually to 50 from 44, and Shuswap also saw a slight decrease from 28 last year to 25 this year. Nothing really too exciting there. Let's just move on.
Nothing to see here, please.
Let's talk about what we all want to know about: sales performance. Total sales have seen some kind of diverse trends. North Okanagan reported a slight increase in sales by 10.34% to 128 sales this year versus last year's 116. That's kind of nice. Central Okanagan actually saw a significant rise, 31.1% 333 sales in November 2024 versus 254 in November 2023. That's a big increase. Shuswap also experienced growth, though more moderate, but it was still up at 8.47% to 64 sales this year versus 59 last year. So once again, that's total sales. Let's look at just residential sales. And really, the residential sales they reflect the same patterns. North Okanagan and Central Okanagan show substantial growth in transactions, and Shuswap displayed kind of a modest increase. North Okanagan residential sales up 15.69% from 102 last year to 118 this year. Central up 29.57% from 230 to 298, and Shuswap far less of an increase of 3.85% from 52 to 54 residential sales. So almost flat for the Shuswap. So buyers, let's talk to you for a moment. We've talked a lot about the interest rate decreases that we've seen in 2024. Now, we also look forward to the possibility of one more on December 11th and then another in the new year on January 25th with any luck. Now, by the time this video is edited and has gone live, this date is likely behind us. So you probably already know the answer to the big looming question, which is, will interest rates go down again? Which pretty much all the economists can agree is yes, they will go down again in December. However, what they don't agree on is how much. So you guys are all going to know before I do right now whether rates went down 1/4 point or whether they went down 1/2 point. Now, if you have a look at our video called Buy More in 24, which I will probably have to change the name of soon because once we get to 2025, people will think it's old news, but the numbers will still hold true regardless of what year I think it is, as long as interest rates are going down. In that video, we calculate how much more you can afford with the lower rates if you went with a variable rate mortgage. So if you're in the market, definitely watch that video. It should give you a little bit of an insight on whether now is a good time to buy for you, or maybe you're waiting for the bottom of the market. Now, if you're waiting for the bottom of the market, I have to point you to another video I made a few months ago called Buy Low, Mastering the Real Estate Market in Vernon, BC. In that video, we talk about just that, how to buy low, or if it's possible to buy at the lowest possible point, or if it even matters. So be sure to watch that one as well. Sellers, same message this month. What can I say? Broken record. November was a good month. Sales up over 10% overall, over 15% in residential in Vernon and the North, and up in the Central and the Shuswap too. What if your house isn't selling? You're on the market, it's not selling. It's probably not the market, guys. As we say, it's not the market, it's the marketing. Oh, so it's the realtor's fault. It's the marketing then, right? Well, not necessarily. Part of marketing is promotion, exposure. Yes, that is on your realtor. However, the other part of marketing, one of the other parts of marketing, is price. And price is up to the seller. The realtor can recommend a price and should recommend a price and advise on a direction to take if your house isn't selling. However, ultimately it's up to you, the seller, to follow the advice that the market is giving you. Because really, it's just the realtor interpreting what the market is saying. If you're getting no showings at all, or if you're getting lots of showings and no offers, then the market is giving you some very good feedback and it's giving you the same message. The market isn't responding to something. Then it's up to your realtor to figure out what that something is. And here's a clue. It's always one of three things. It's either condition, exposure, or price. Realtors control exposure, like I said a moment ago, but sellers control condition and price. If your house isn't selling, have that heart-to-heart with your realtor. Keep an open mind. Whether you like what the market is saying or not, that's another question, and it's up to you to figure out how you're going to respond to that. However, if the market is speaking to you, my best advice is for you to listen. Take action on what it's saying. I hope this analysis of the November 2024 real estate market equips both buyers and sellers with some of the critical information to navigate the market effectively. It's a tricky market. And at RE/MAX Vernon Salt Fowler, we are dedicated to providing expert guidance and support to help you achieve your real estate goals. So thank you in advance for trusting us with your real estate needs, and we look forward to potentially assisting you in the future. See you next month. Merry Christmas Happy New Year.